morning, Sunnyside Elementary School. Today we're going to talk to you guys about bridges and how they work and how strong they were. There's four types of bridges that we're going to talk to you about. There's arch bridges, beam bridges, cantilever bridges, and some suspension bridges. So a few terms you guys are going to hear throughout this entire presentation is tension and compression. So I just want to define those for you guys so you know what they mean throughout this whole process here. And so basically, tension is the first one I want to talk about. And as you can kind of see here, tension is a force when you pull something apart. So if I have this pin here and I pull it apart, it's in tension. That's why it doesn't rip apart, because there's tension there and it's fine. And the other one I want to talk about is compression. It's when you push it together. Like if I push this pin like this, that is compression. And so you're going to hear this throughout the entire presentation.
What's up, Sunnyside Elementary? My name is Matt, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about cantilever bridges. So here's kind of a basic diagram of a cantilever bridge. And as you can see, here's the main deck right here where cars would be driving over the bridge. And one strong point of cantilever bridges is that they're able to span a long way because they have support on the bottom and the top, which you can also see here utilizes triangular shapes, which is the strongest shape used in construction. So here's kind of a closer look of a cantilever bridge, and once again, here's the deck, and this arrow right here represents a car or weight on the bridge. And as you can see, what Shane was talking about, we have tension on the top. So this kind of arm piece right here is getting pulled apart, and on the bottom here, we have compression, where this arm is getting pushed together. And the cantilever bridge utilizes the triangular shapes, like I said, to kind of distribute the weight and kind of put all the weight on this structure in the middle here, which kind of puts the structure in equilibrium. It's able to handle all the weight. And here's kind of a human demonstration of a cantilever bridge. You got the hanging force right here in the middle, and these kind of are like the two structural pieces right here that handle the weight. And this bottom arm right here, as I said in the last diagram, this piece would be in compression, and their arms are getting pulled apart, which shows some tension forces.
Hi Sunnyside, I'm Matthew McDonald, and I'm going to be talking about suspension bridges. As you can see here, we have three different suspension bridges, and I have three questions for you guys to kind of let you guys interact. So, first question, what do these three bridges have in common? Yes, they are suspension bridges, but secondly, they are over 4,000 feet. So that's something that really suspension bridges kind of incorporate into their style, and why they actually came about is because they span large distances greater than any other type of bridge. So these bridges are really expensive, but then the other side to that is that they can cut down travel distances by great amounts because they can span over huge waterways and gaps. So secondly, can you tell me where these bridges are located? So if any of you guys are from around here or other parts of the country, because these are all located in the United States, where might they be found? So first one, maybe you guys know, it is the Tacoma Narrows, and so others may know it as Galloping Gertie. And then second one is Verano's Narrows Bridge in New York City. And then the third one is the Golden Gate Bridge, which is pretty famous in San Francisco. And then thirdly, I already kind of mentioned this, what type of bridges are they? Suspension bridges. Thanks guys. Next we have the way they're kind of set up, and these are just terms you'd like to know about suspension bridges. They have the two towers in the middle, which are the big parts, and then they're anchored by these big blocks of concrete, which keeps the weight down and supports the cars going over the deck here in the middle. And then you have your main cable, which is the big cable that connects to the tower and runs down to the deck right here. And then you have your suspender cables, which distribute the weight and keep the main cable strong. And then secondly, this is just to kind of zoom in on the actual towers themselves. There's a cable saddle that sits at the top of the tower, which keeps the main cable in place and allows the weight distribution throughout the bridge. Next, we have the kind of weight distribution that I was talking about. Shane hit on it, Matt hit on it. These are the ways that we have tension right here and then compression on the towers, and it's just kind of the way that the traffic pushes down on the roadway, and then the force of the tension constantly acting on the cables.
Hey guys, my name is Marcus, and today I'll be talking about beam bridges. So just a few small facts. One, beam bridges are the oldest known type of bridge because they're so simple. It's as easy as a tree laying across a river. Two, half of all the bridges in the United States are beam bridges, and three, that's because beam bridges are so easy to build and inexpensive. So there's two key elements to a beam bridge. There's the piers, which are these guys down here, and then there's the beam deck. So if you think about a bridge, let's say we're going over a body of water, there's going to be cars going across it, and cars weigh a lot. So the force of the car's weight is going to push down, like these arrows are showing, onto the beam deck. So something's going to have to resist that force. And in the case of a beam bridge, it's the piers. So the weight pushing down causes two things to happen. The top of the beam goes into compression, and the bottom of the beam goes into tension. And as you guys remember, Shane was talking about compression is when two things push together, and tension is when two things pull apart. And so that happens in the beam, and then the piers kind of help resist that by pushing back up. So, yeah.
How's it going, guys? My name's Joey. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about arc bridges. So the cool thing about arc bridges that are a little bit different than most bridges is the force or the load that's applied on arc bridges not only goes downwards, but it also goes outwards and follows the path of the arc, as you can see in this picture here, where those arrows are. You might be thinking, what supports that force? And that's where the abutments, the supports down, come into play there. As you can see, the forces that come down the arc get supported at the abutments, but also the abutments then give an equal reaction and go back up the arc to balance out the forces. One thing you can see here is this main key point on the top of the arc not only goes downwards, but that's the key point that forces outwards along the path of the arc.
What up, Sunnyside? I'm Drew Nordy. Thank you for listening to our presentation today, and hope this all helped you out getting a better understanding of bridges, the cantilever, the suspension, the arc, and the beam bridge. And hopefully you have a good time building your balsa-wood bridges, and hopefully with these examples that will help you out making the best and the strongest bridge possible. Have a good day.